This is Alex. He studies less than 40 minutes a day, gets enough sleep, still has time to hang out with friends, yet his grades are always in the top 5% of the class. He spends most of his study time doing mock tests and explaining the material to his friends. And this is Danny. He studies more than 4 hours a day, cuts back on sleep, rarely goes out, but still struggles to maintain a B average. He drowns himself in pages of colorful notes, rereads the textbook for hours, but the knowledge just slips through his mind. So what's the difference between Alex and Danny? It's not intelligence, it's not hard work, it's not luck, it's the way they study. Now pause for a second and ask yourself, how would you rate your current study method on a scale of 1 to 10? Just leave that number there for now. By the end of this video, I bet you'll want to change it. Done rating your method? Good. Hold that number in your mind, because at the end of this video, I'll share with you the ultimate study tip that helped me go from scoring mostly 7s to consistent 9s and 10s. It all started with a night I'll never forget. Back in 11th grade, I was sitting in my room, my desk covered with soda cans and coffee mugs. My notebook was full of colorful highlights, blue, red, purple, yellow, you name it. It was 3 a.m. I had been studying for 12 hours straight, cramming for a biology test. I thought I was doing everything right. Beautifully written notes, pages worn out from rereading. But deep down, I knew something wasn't working. And I was right. My test score was a disaster. After that night, everything changed. Not because I suddenly became a genius, but because I realized something crucial. I didn't actually know how to study effectively. Have you ever fallen into the same trap? Your textbook is fully highlighted, looks like a work of art. You read the same paragraph over and over until you can recite it, but still forget everything during the test. Or you fill up notebooks and post stories showing off how hard you're studying, but in the end, remember nothing. Just like all those learning videos you save on TikTok but never actually watch. The problem is, we often mistake long hours for productivity. This is what science calls the illusion of productivity. When you spend more time picking the perfect highlighter color or curating the ideal study playlist, but don't truly understand the content, that's a sign you've lost your way. School never teaches us how to avoid this. Teachers just tell us to study 3 hours or finish the entire chapter. But studying isn't about sitting longer. It's about studying the right way. Studying longer doesn't mean studying deeper. Working hard doesn't equal working smart. That's why, no matter how many hours you put in, if your method is wrong, the result won't change. This is what we call the consumption trap. We think that reading more pages, watching more videos, and cramming more hours will make us smarter. Even teachers sometimes unintentionally push us into this trap when they say finish chapter 5 or just study 2 more hours. But here's the truth. Our brain is not a photocopier that instantly records everything we read. It's more like a stomach. If you stuff too much in, it can't digest it. That's when I discovered this formula. Knowledge gained equals study time times retention rate. Meaning, if you want to study less but still learn the same amount, you must increase your retention rate. Let's say you study for 5 hours but only retain 10%. You've effectively learned just 30 minutes worth. But if you study for 1 hour and retain 50%, you're learning 5 times more effectively and saving yourself 4 hours for rest or entertainment. This means it's not the total hours that determine your results. It's how you use that time that matters. So if you're spending hours studying but still not remembering anything, the issue might not be your brain. It could be your study method. And here's the good news. You can fix it. You might not believe it, but once I cut my study time, my grades actually went up. I used to study like a zombie, rereading textbooks, highlighting entire pages, making aesthetically pleasing notes, only to forget everything after the test. Then I switched to active learning. Instead of rereading theory, I did practice questions. Instead of copying notes, I taught the concepts to a friend. Instead of trying to write everything down, I tested myself constantly. My retention rate skyrocketed from 10% to 70%. Passive learning is like pouring water into a basket. It just leaks out. Active learning is like patching the holes so the knowledge stays. I was spending half the time but getting double the results. My grades jumped from 6s and 7s to consistent 9s and 10s. Passive learning makes you feel like you're being productive. Active learning actually makes you improve. You're probably wondering, how do I study less but remember more? Don't worry, I've got a step-by-step plan for you. Here's how I study effectively. Try applying it yourself. 1. Don't study 3 to 4 hours nonstop. Break your sessions down. Study each subject for 30 to 60 minutes max. Take 5 to 10-minute breaks between sessions so your brain can process the info. 2. Before opening the book, test yourself. Figure out what you already know. Focus on what you don't. Don't waste time reviewing what you've already mastered. 3. Teach what you learn. Explain the content out loud in simple language like you're teaching a child. Know when to teach. Stand in front of a mirror and pretend. Or just speak out loud. 4. Use active study techniques. Instead of just reading and taking notes, do practice questions, use flashcards, and apply what you learn to real-world situations. 5. Connect new knowledge to old knowledge. If you're studying microeconomics, relate it to actual market prices or news. 6. Review quickly before bed. Studies show the brain strengthens memory during sleep. Take 5 to 10 minutes before sleeping to skim the main ideas. You'll remember them longer the next morning. And that's it. Easy, right? Just follow these steps and you'll find that studying becomes lighter, but your scores stay sky high.